Welcome to the Best Guy Podcast, where we talk about personal development topics. Today, we're going to talk about high value. Hi, I'm MR3. If this is your first time listening, today we're going to talk about high value. If you ever went to a store, you try to go and buy yourself a protein powder, sometimes you'll see that a weird looking can versus another company that might have more established products, and you try the cheaper one. Maybe it's like only $10-$20, and then you find out it tastes awful, it's not effective. So you go on to buy one of my favorites is a brand called Optimum Nutrition. The flavor is double Dutch chocolate. Tastes great, mixes well, and delivers. So maybe you try that next and you find out how good it tastes, how effective the product is, the protein source. It's not concentrated, but the whey protein is isolated, which better hits your muscles. You might even do it with creatine. You might buy some cheap creatine, or you might have one that has a 3 delivery system. But the value is not in the can because the can is useless. It can look good. Sometimes some things look good on the package, but when you open it up and you find out what's on the inside, sometimes it is crappy. Nothing, it don't taste good. It's not effective, and sometimes it won't last long. Sometimes it just gets clumped up after a few days or weeks. But think about that in the personal development side of things. Are we going to be high quality, high value, or a person of low value? The first one is PHV, person of higher value. The next one is person of lower value, PLV. But if you ever think about it, a person of higher value is constantly trying to improve their life. You might have heard the saying uh, that, uh, like, I don't know the saying right now, but it doesn't come to me. But uh, trying to improve yourself every day because you're the best asset that you'll ever have. Whether you're single or a couple, but if you're single and you're constantly improving yourself, you'll be good in a workplace or workforce. You'll be good in friendship. Maybe you're going to want to improve friendships. You're going to improve your workplace. You're going to make people work harder. Even if you're not the boss, you're just an average employee, but you probably have everyone stepping up because they don't want to lose their job. Maybe you're just a friendship. You just have a friendship, but you want other people to improve. Maybe you're in a relationship, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife. Maybe you'll make as they say, your other half step up and want to improve themselves. Maybe that will help improve your relationship, your family, your kids and everything. But what that is really being a leader. But then we look at the other side, the antithesis, PLV, person of lower value. Person of lower value will just settle. Maybe you know people that just settle. They play games. All they do when they come home after a hard day of work is play games. They're not worried about their personal development. They don't even care if they improve in anything. Maybe you know anyone that just settles. Maybe you just know someone that's just like, oh, I'll just do whatever I can. I'm just here to make it through life. They're not going to improve. They're not going to try to find a job. They're just apathetic in life. Maybe you're a Christian and you know people that just settle in life. They're just going to take the high road. I know people that were getting older in the church, but they just settled. They weren't going to step up and say, hey, the younger people are stepping up. I'm going to step up. I want to show them what it's about. But then I knew PLV or PHV, person of higher value, people of higher value. And there were people in church I knew that would step up, and they were showing us how things are going to be done. But you could look at that in everything. Maybe you're a parent of higher value. Maybe you're a parent of lower value. But the good news is we can change things. We can step up, whether you're a parent of lower value. Maybe we can improve in our finances. We can improve in our physical fitness. We can improve in our leadership, because there's always something to improve in, because we're still alive. We can become person of lower value in relationships or friendships. How? There's that word SIMP that has gotten really big the last few years, because some guys become SIMP. Well, anybody can be a SIMP. I'm using words that won't get me flagged on YouTube. But you can become a person of lower value, because a SIMP is someone who will always try to it's like they don't think of themselves as good enough. They always see people, women, friends. They see things as above them, like they're beneath. That's what a SIMP is. They see things that are higher than them. They put other things on pedestals. We should never be like that if we're going to be a PHV, person of higher value. We can't put anything on a pedestal. But we should think that we're better and that we deserve more. If you're in a relationship, you should not put your relationship or the person you are in a relationship on a pedestal. Especially if you're a man. I know a lot of guys will say that, but most of the time, most of the relationships I see that guys put their wives or girlfriends on a pedestal, their person leaves them. Because there was a saying that says, if you treat her like a queen, she's going to treat you like a servant. Very true, because I seen it. I heard things happen like that all the time. There's stories that guys treat their significant others as they are much greater which then their significant other sees them and sees them as lower, like they just settled. So don't treat your significant other like that. But I know women like to do that with men. They like to see them as higher because they want the man to lead in most cases. I'm not saying everybody, so don't get mad. Don't write hateful comments. But a lot of times a woman wants the man to lead. Because in the Bible it even says that the men should be the head of the household. There's a saying that says either you're the head or the tail, or somewhere in that region. But but a man should want to be the head. They should want to lead, whether it's in friendships, whether it's in their household, whether it's in a company, whether it's at work. I know we can't all lead, but we should do our best to be the best leaders we can be. Be a person of higher value. Maybe your health is not that good. You can't tell your kids to run around and exercise when you're not doing it. Because later on your kids are going to see and say that you're not doing it. Why should we do it? I remember there was a time my dad, when we were younger, my mom was, I think it was a Sunday or Saturday. She was headed into school because she always used to go into school to get the class ready for that week. And then my dad would make us clean, but he would be like cleaning the bathroom or the kitchen. And I remember he used to have this bookshelf. It's a really big bookshelf. And he would make us take off all the books, all the trophies, or anything that was on there, vase, anything. And he gave us a furniture polish, and we had to dust everything off. But the good thing was, he was the person, kind of guy. He was cleaning the bathroom. He wasn't just letting us do it on our own and overseeing us. But when he was done cleaning, he would check our work. And I thought, wow, I like that, because it's not like he was just holding his head high above us, but he was in the trenches with us. He was doing work as well. Even when we were cleaning inside, he was fixing vehicles outside. Then he would come in and check on us. So what I liked was that he set the example. He was living the example. And I always thought that was awesome, because I like that kind of leadership. It's not like a king. If you ever seen those videos of kings, they're just sitting in their castle while all the servants are serving, and they're just sitting there on their throne. But it was kind of like the kind of kings that would go into war. Like, I remember David would be in the war too. King David. He wasn't this sitting in the back or at the castle relaxing. He was in there. He could have died, but he was in there with his men. And that's what I liked. My dad was there with us. So, and that's how I remember years ago, my brother Rayo, who used to do the Purpose podcast with me, when he was a teenager, or maybe preteen, I was staying with my parents waiting for my water line to get hooked up. But when I was staying at my mom's, every Friday after school, he and I would clean the house before my mom got back from work. And what he liked was, I wasn't there just telling him what to do. I was in my room or just sitting on the couch telling him, clean this, clean that. But I was cleaning with him. And he said he liked that. So when he came over and saw that I was cleaning all the time, and I remember there was this one time we had cranberry juice, and he stayed over one weekend, and I asked him if he could help me clean, and he said, yeah. I cleaned my bathroom in the bathroom, and he cleaned the guest bathroom, and he said, I like this. We talk, but it's not like you're just telling me what to do. You're cleaning your side, I'm cleaning my side, then we talk, and we just sat at the table, which I loved. But it's just not seeing everyone as a lower value. It's just seeing people and knowing their value could be higher. So if you are a person of higher value, you're improving. Sometimes other people would want to join along if you're in the trenches as well. You're not sitting on a high horse. So if you're going to tell your kids to read, or you're going to be a person who's reading, let people see and know that you're reading. People are going to want to follow you because you're going to be a person who is a person of their word. Be a person of morals. A lot of times we get headship in Washington, D.C., telling us we should just be happy with what we have, pretty much. I remember there's the leader of the country right now said that that low-income people, if they want to save $1, just buy generic, which was a slap in the face to many low-income individuals, because we found that out way before he told us. And he made a lot of arrogant statements to the low-income people. But which leader, or well, I see them more as managers these days in the last maybe who knows how many years. They're pretty much just managers leading this country in America. But if they want to be a person of higher value, then they need to be in the trenches with us. So, but we shouldn't just sit on our high horses and think we're better than everybody. We may work hard, but we should make that standard for everybody. On my worst day, I'm saying this while I'm really worn down. I'm making this podcast as I'm worn down right now, but because I had a hard workout yesterday. But I'm still doing my very best today because I'm trying to do 100%, although it's probably like 80% on most days, but it's 100% today. So, but be a person of higher value, make an impact. We should always try to improve in everything, every part of our lives, whether it's finances, physical fitness, spiritual, personal development. But we should try to constantly grow. I'm always trying to learn something from somebody, whether they're younger than me, older than me, my own age. It don't matter, because people are always going to be wiser than me in every part of my life. My nieces and nephews are very smart. They are technology savvy. And sometimes I have to ask my niece for help because I'm not technology savvy. my brother, because there's always going to be someone wiser, smarter than you. And I always ask my dad for advice on things because to me, he's Mr. Fix It. Pretty much he can fix almost anything. And sometimes I ask my brother for help too. Both of them. Later on, I want to get my brother to get me some musical knowledge. But because I want to get back into playing drums. But always try to learn something. Keep your mind growing. If you're a religious person or a Christian, then keep letting your spiritual man, spiritual person, whatever you want to call it, growing. Always grow daily in everything. Let your mind grow. Let it grow with good things. If you're addicted to anything that is immoral, then try to get rid of it. I don't know, you can find ways to do that, but maybe deal with it. If you're a Christian, repent of it and walk away from it. But if you're just a person, just try to quit it, like cigarettes. If you're heavily into drinking, maybe you can cut that out. But just try to be a person of higher value, because you are all, everybody can be a person of higher value. Just don't let everybody be greater than you. Don't think of anyone as higher than you. Maybe God, Jesus Christ, but other than that, everything is equal pretty much. See everything as obtainable in your eyes. Don't see yourself low, person of lower value, like where people are higher than you, where it is unattainable. Because if you are like that, then change your mindset. Say, I can do this. I can do these things. I can do that. I can improve my finances. I can get rid of my debt. I can get in shape. I can lose some weight. I can read the whole Bible. I can pray every day. I can share the Word of God to someone that needs it. I can pray with someone. I can pray for somebody. Whatever it is, you can do it if you have the right mindset. When you start changing your mindset, you're changing the quality of products that are inside of you. No longer will you be inferior on the inside if you start changing your inside. You'll be the optimum nutrition, the gold standard. Or even better yet, let's be the platinum standard. Let's be better and let's be greater. We're all people of higher value if we all start moving in that way. This is midway through January, and this is why I'm saying it. Because some of us maybe started exercising since New Year's. Maybe some of us started dieting. And some of us want to quit. Some of us probably started personal development. But this is only a couple weeks in it. And the next topic I want to drop on next time, or do a podcast on, is obstacles. So listen out for that. This one is being a person of higher value, because being a couple weeks into the year, some people start to drop off, but we can be person of higher value because we can live our New Year's goals. Because remember, in my last podcast, I said this is going to be a New Year's evolution. So keep evolving into the person you want to be. Be a person of higher value. No longer will we settle for person of lower value. If you're getting ready to date, or you're getting ready to find someone to be with, find a person who is of higher value rather than a person of lower value. Person who doesn't want to get better, because there's always going to be people like that. If you're in that stage of wanting to improve, or you're improving right now, well, keep it up. This topic was for you. This podcast was for you. So keep improving. Keep being a person of higher value. You are all worth it. I know I always try to do that every day too. Try to improve in something. Like I said, I'm tired right now, worn down, but I'm still making this podcast because I want to be a person of higher value every day. If you like this kind of content, give it a thumbs up. And if you have a New Year's goal, resolution, whatever you like to call it, then leave a comment. And if you like the Best Guy Podcast, personal development, then subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a Best Guy Podcast. I'm MR3, and this is the Best Guy Podcast.